Hey everyone, so I thought I'd start working on some Valentine cards. This is the first one that I've made, so we'll go ahead and get started. I'm using a penny black stamp. Go ahead and widen up here. It's called Mimi's Heart. So to start out with, for this card, I have just a 8.5 by 5.5 card base. And on top of that, I'm going to put another piece of white cardstock, and this measures 3.5 by this measures 4 1/4 by 5.5. And all I did was use my Cuttlebug folder called Heart Blocks. And so I ran this through my Cuttle bag, and that's what gave us these great little hearts. Hopefully you can see them. And this is going to just go right on top of here. So we'll go ahead and put that on. Just line that up. And then next I went ahead and took a piece of, this is Stampin' Up! Designer paper by Stampin' Up! And it measures 5.5 by 2.5. I allowed a 1/2 inch extra on the strip that I wanted to use to be able to use my beaded punch. And this one's called Beaded Arc. And it's by Martha Stewart. We'll go ahead and do that. And this is just going to go down here at the bottom. We'll go ahead and put that on. Right about there. Oops, looks like I had a little piece of paper slip in there. Sorry, a little straggler. There we go. And on the top as well. Get that off. Gotta watch those punches to get them exactly right. And I didn't get mine lined up perfectly, so I got a little bit of a straggler. There we go. All fixed. Okay. So after we've got to this point, I have 2 little hearts that I put on. And what I did was use some heart framelits that I ran through the Cuttle bag, and I'm not going to do it this time. But this is what my framelit pack looks like, and this is actually a Stampin' Up! Product as well. It's called Framelit Hearts Collection. I'm not a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, just using their products. I used the second heart here to cut out this heart, and then my next heart here, I used the next size up to get this heart. So this one can actually just go right on our project here. Put her off to the side just a little bit here. And then for our next heart, I thought it would be fun to put a little bit of lace around it just to kind of break things up a little bit, because you'll notice there's not a whole lot of contrast. Well, a little bit, but not as much as I'd like. So what I did was take some thin sticky strip, and it looks like this. I buy mine from Michaels, so it comes in a package that looks like this. And then I just went ahead and lined some on the back here. So I'll go ahead and remove that. The red piece leaves behind the sticky strip. And then from the fabric store, I just picked up some lace. It's by Wrights, and it's just picked this up at Joann's. And then we'll just continue along here, sticking it to the sticky strip. And this is what'll give us that cute little line. Trim off the extra. Look how cute that is. Oops. Pull that all forward. So cute. And that's going to go on top of here, so we can go ahead and stick that on. More ATG gun tape. Okay, 'Cause 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 ' There. And then at this point, I wanted to also just go ahead and do our sentiment. And my sentiment is also a Stampin' Up! Stamp. I've been purchasing a lot of Stampin' Up! Supplies lately because I'm just kind of enjoying them. It comes from a stamp pack called P.S. I Love You, and you can buy it in wood or you can buy it in the clear mounted stamps. But this is the one that I grabbed. So I'm just going to grab a piece of white cardstock here that we'll stamp on. And I also wanted to just match the colors I'm using already, so I'm going to use this Raspberry Ripple stamp pad, which matches the designer pink paper that I'm using. We'll go ahead and dip into that. Stamp our sentiment. And then I'm going to grab a word window punch, which is also a Stampin' Up! Product that looks like this. It's made by EK Success. Pop that open and flip it over. And this just lines up with the sentiment really great. I'll center that. Cut it out. And this is going to go down here at the bottom. You grab some dimensionals. I'm in a bit of a mess today. Can't find my small ones, so, oh, they're there. I'll stick 2 of these on here. So now we've got everything on here except for Mimi, and I wanted to show you how I colored her. Stick our little I love you on here. So we've got our base all ready to go, just waiting for Mimi. So to do her, what I did was I grabbed some little artist trading cards, and this is what they look like. Could I just be more scatterbrained today? I can't find it's I can't find my little package, but it's made by Ranger. These are the artist trading cards. I believe they're 2.5 by 3.5, and it's an actual stamping paper. So it's stamping paper. Oh, here's one. It's specialty stamping artist trading cards made by Ranger. Now, I love this paper when you're using the Tim Holtz Distress Markers. This is my #1 favorite, and my second would be just to color right onto vellum. And I was asked about the vellum. If you use a medium weight vellum, I think it works the best. The lightweight doesn't seem to, kind of crackles. And the heavier, I haven't really tried it on the heavier, but I use a medium weight vellum. But today, stamping paper, and it's absolutely fabulous for the skin tone especially. So this one is already dried, but all I did to stamp her was, this is the stamp, penny black stamp, Mimi's heart, flipped it over, used some Tuxedo Memento ink, inked her up while she was upside down. Ink her up really good. And then pressed her onto the paper. And there's the image. And actually you want to set this aside, let it dry for a second, or use your heat gun over it for a second, just to give it a chance to make sure it's completely dry before you do that skin tone. So I'm going to go ahead and use this one that's already dry, so I don't have to worry about it. And let's zoom in while we're coloring so you get a really good shot of what she looks like when we're doing the inking part. I'll try not to move her. Sometimes I forget while I'm filming and move things around. So for her skin tone, let me grab a couple of markers. I'm going to use the Tim Holtz Distress Tattered Rose. Just come right across, and I want to show you the difference. For example, if you're using, this is the stamping paper that I'm doing right now, nice and smooth, even skin tone. When it dries, it's just beautiful. Let me grab my dried one here. See if you can see the difference between the two skin tones. The one on my right here, has streaks in it. This was just using Whisper White Stampin' Up! Cardstock. The one on my left is using the specialty stamping paper that I'm using, and you can see that the skin tone is so much more even. Hopefully you can see the difference. Okay, so once we've done that, we can go, oops, I moved it. We can go ahead and do the hair, and I'm going to use the Rusty Hinge kind of as the highlights in her hair. I think that the Tim Holtz Distress Markers are a great affordable way if you want to be able to do some coloring and get a great look and don't want to spend you know, the extra money to do Copic markers, which are a little bit more pricey, so it's more of an investment. I love both, but think that this is a great option as well. So let's go ahead and add some darker tones in. This is Vintage Photo. Come along the hairline here. And then when you're happy with the shape of her hair, there we go, and that's about it. And then actually I'm going to go back to my Tattered Rose. I forgot to do the little legs and the little hands. There we go. And then I also want to do some cheeks on her, so I'm going to grab Worn Lipstick. Do some little circles here for her cheeks. And if you feel like, you know, it's too dark, remember that this is a distress marker, so it reacts with water. So you can add just a touch of water and lighten those cheeks up just a little bit. And that's all the coloring that I did on her. To finish her off, I went ahead and used some of the same Stampin' Up! Paper. So I stamped Mimi on the polka dot paper, and I stamped her again on the pink polka dot, stamped her also on the green polka dot. Went again in paper piece, so I cut out the heart, cut out the little headband, glued those on, cut out the little dress, and cut that out. Same with the little stockings here. And then I went ahead and just grabbed some embellishments that I liked. So I have the little pearls and gems, and went ahead and covered her headband with the different pearls and gems. So that's how I finished Mimi off for this card. So we can go ahead and get her put together. And there's some pop dots on the back of her for dimension. And I thought I'd just kind of line her heart up so it kind of looks like she is all layered together there. And there we go, a very simple and cute Valentine's card. We'll go ahead and pull out back so that you can see a little bit closer. I'll pull my main image back in. Hopefully you'll give it a shot. Coloring with stamps is so much fun, especially if you use the right paper. So anyhow, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching. Bye.